You know that feeling, right? You've got this brilliant, game-changing idea, but it's staring at this massive wall, a wall built of time and money that you need just to create a simple prototype. It's the classic roadblock for innovators. But what if you could just knock that wall down in a single week?
Just think about that for a second. We're not talking about just speeding things up a little bit here. We are talking about taking a process that usually eats up a full quarter of a year and shrinking it down to 7 days. It sounds kind of impossible, but that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
Now, to really get why this is such a huge deal, we have to look at how things have always been done. For decades, if you wanted to get from a great idea to even a basic prototype, you were signing up for this grueling marathon. It was slow, it was crazy expensive, and honestly, it was packed with risk. And here, you can really see the two different worlds. On one side, you've got the traditional agency model. Think high costs, big risks, and timelines that just drag on forever. But on the other side, there's this new approach that just flips the entire script. Low cost, super fast validation, and rapid delivery. And let's put a real number on that high cost, shall we? We're talking about $50,000. 50 grand for an idea that you haven't even properly tested in the market yet. I mean, that's a massive financial gamble that just crushes countless amazing ideas before they even get a chance to breathe. And then there's the other precious resource you're burning through, time. A typical project timeline is 3 months. In the startup world, let's be real, that's an eternity. While you're getting bogged down in meetings about scooping and wireframes, the market is shifting under your feet and your window of opportunity might be slamming shut. Okay, so if that's the old, painful way, what's the alternative? We're now looking at a completely different model, one that's powered by AI, and its whole goal is to just bypass that long, expensive process entirely. This is where things get really interesting. And here's the first number that's going to make you do a double take. $1,000. Yeah, we just went from $50,000 all the way down to $1,000. That's a 98% drop in cost, which just completely rewrites the rules for what it takes to test a new idea. And right on the heels of that insane cost difference comes the timeline. 7 days. Not 3 months, a single week. This is the 1-2 punch that makes this so disruptive. It's radically affordable and incredibly fast. And I gotta make this super clear. We're not talking about just a bunch of pretty pictures or some static mockups. What you get is a live, clickable web application, something you can actually play with, test out the features, and show people on any device. It's a real working demo. So the obvious question is, how, right? How is this even possible? What's the secret sauce that makes this massive jump in speed and efficiency a reality? All right, let's pop the hood and take a look. So the engine behind all of this is what's called a multi-AI agent system. The best way to think about it is like having an automated software development team that literally never sleeps. You just feed it your idea, and this whole team of specialized AIs gets to work. You've got one AI agent designing the interface, another one writing the backend code, and even another one testing everything to find bugs, all working together 24/7 to build your app from scratch. But, and this is really important, it doesn't mean humans are totally out of the picture. It's more of a partnership. The AI system does about 80% of the heavy lifting, all that tedious coding. But that crucial final 20%, that's handled by human experts who oversee the whole process, make sure the quality is top-notch, and add that final human touch. It's the key to making something that isn't just fast, but also genuinely good. So for you, the founder, the whole journey becomes incredibly simple. You just submit your idea. Then, the AI agents get to work building the first version. After that, the human experts jump in to refine it and polish it up. And boom, within 7 days, you've got a live, clickable demo in your hands. The whole process is built for speed. Okay, so we've established it's fast, it's affordable, it's functional. But so what? Why does that actually matter? What's the real-world impact of getting a working prototype into your hands this quickly? Let's talk about the results. Check this out. This is from a founder named Ethan. Showed investors Friday, funded 8 weeks later. See, this is what it's all about. When you can show investors your idea working, instead of just telling them about it, it's a total game changer. It makes your vision tangible, real, and a whole lot easier to invest in. So, how does this all work as a business? Well, the main thing they offer is this proof of concept service. If you like what you see, you can then upgrade to a full minimum viable product, an MVP. They've already delivered over 100 of these projects, but here's an interesting detail. They limit themselves to just 3 new projects a week. That's how they make sure every single demo gets the attention it deserves. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because this is about more than just one cool service. This is really a peek into the future of how we build things. It's about taking the whole build, measure, learn idea of a lean startup and just strapping a rocket to it with AI. And that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. If you can test pretty much any idea in 1 week for about the cost of a new laptop, what does that do for innovation? What does that mean for the next wave of entrepreneurs? When you tear down the biggest barriers, time and money, how many more incredible ideas are finally going to get their shot? That's what's so exciting.